What's up, guys? This is Doug Fruchey. We're gonna do some legs today. Mostly quads, a little bit of hamstrings at the end. You'll see now I have my trusty PVC pipe. You can use foam if you want, but PVC works much better. And this is just my little circuit. A lot of people don't realize stretching works about 5 times better if you've already rolled over everything and kind of move stuff around. Otherwise, it's like stretching a knot. You got a piece of string tied together in a knot. What happens when you stretch it? It gets tighter. So you want to go through, make sure everything's nice and loose before you get going. Lower back's real nice and easy. Basically, all you're doing is laying there. You push it up here. Notice I'll pick one leg up and I'll go side to side like this. Pick the other leg up. Always make sure to breathe as you're doing it. Also, tuck your shirt in when you're rolling your back, otherwise it'll roll up under the roller. It's infuriating. Both quads at the same time. You get the top of the quad, and I section it off into 3 sections. Go about 5 passes. Just make sure you get the full quad. Roll. You know, it's awkward until you've done it about 1,000 times, and then you can kind of just do it while you're talking, hanging out with your buddies, getting ready to train. When you come down to the knees, move around right above your knee and get the connective tissue between your knee and your quad. All that's very important. Then I'll do like 1 or 2 full passes afterward, just to really get the blood in there. We call my T-band. This is a really important one. And you basically just go bone to bone. So from your hip bone to your knee bone, stopping short. You don't really need to roll over the bones. And you know, obviously your leg is a rounded surface, so rotating distally also helps quite a bit. Making sure you get the whole thing. It'll hurt like a son of a bitch until you get it done a few times. And then it hurts just a little bit. There we go. All this warm-up stuff is, and I never believed them until I started getting old, which everybody always still calls me young, but you know, I guess you're as old as you feel. This is a lacrosse ball. This is a bench. Obviously, you can use anything that your foot can go underneath. Okay, anything you can swing back below yourself. Plyo boxes work really well if you have a tall enough one. Take a lacrosse ball, put it on the most painful part of your hamstring, left to right, closest to your knee. So you want to find that spot where you can really feel that hamstring is being compressed by the ball. Okay? You put your hand on your knee to push down, give yourself some pressure, lift. It's basically like you're doing a single leg extension. Flex that quad with that ball pinned into your hamstring. You only need about 5 of them. Do about 5 of these. It's going to stretch your hamstring in sections. So if you visualize what your hamstring looks like with a ball pressing it up, it stops the motion from the thing behind the ball, only moves in front of the ball, stretches it in parts. So I'll go ahead and do both legs. The hamstrings are done. Now I'm just going to use this ball, and you just want to dig it into your glute. So find a wall. This is a good one right here. Your gym obviously going to be different. Just find a wall, put this guy on your ass. Take your feet out just a little bit so you can push with your legs and just dig that guy into your ass cheek. And really move it around a little bit just to get some blood into that glute. You know, anytime you compress a muscle with pressure and then release it, all the blood rushes back into that area. And that's really what you're looking for when you're doing this ART stuff. I mean, yes, you're moving the muscle around and everything like that, but it just kind of primes it to be worked by just touching it with this ball and moving it around. Just push everything back into its spot. You see, I just put good pressure on there. It's not very comfortable, you know, your order of operations for stretching, but I've always started hamstrings just because they're the ones I can really feel the most. They're the ones I've had the most struggle with. Now, I told you we did the ball. that really is a hamstring stretch. I mean, yes, that's some active release stuff, but it's a stretch. That lengthens the muscle in sections. So you also don't necessarily need to stretch really hard on your hamstrings pre-workout if you've already done that. In my humble opinion anyway. So we get those hamstrings nice and stretched first. I always like to do the hamstrings before the quads, because if I try to stretch my quads when my hamstrings are tight, my hamstrings cramp before my quads get a full stretch. These are the little types of things that you're going to find, you know, when you're doing this on your own and you're tailoring to yourself. You'll find all these little caveats. Oh, I can't do this first, or I can't do that first because of this, this, and this. Those are fine. That's totally allowed. There is no one way to do any of this. Now we're on the quads. I stretch my quads like a big fat guy because, well, it's easy. The thing a lot of people don't realize about stretching quads is once you're in this stretch position, it's much more important that you contract your glute than it is for you to lean in a crazy angle. So I mean, right here, you're stretched. Now just flex your ass cheek, flex your glute, make it tight, and you'll feel that leg just pull over. You can feel all the fibers in your quad. Changing the knee angle will change which part of the quad gets stretched. I just move through it. You know, I try to be very active with my stretching so that I don't get relaxed. You know, we're stretching to prepare for war, not stretching to go to sleep. Alright, if you've taken yoga, which I'm sure some of you have taken yoga, you're familiar with the pigeon stretch. Well, this is the pigeon stretch for bodybuilders. It was invented by a guy, or at least as far as I know, Carl List came up with it. He's a really smart guy here at Gold. Hi Carl, if you watch this, I doubt it. Anyway, what we want here is a very important position. Okay, your hip is at the same elevation as your knee. Your foot is in a 90-degree angle. Your knee to quad, or your chin to quad ratio is also 90 degrees. Drop this hip down, take your nipple and put it on your knee. Just like that, and you're gonna feel your ass. Basically, it feels like your ass is gonna be pushed right up. As I get into the stretch, as I said, I like to stay dynamic with my stretching. So watch my hip right here. This is what I do. I just kind of breathe into it and swing that hip in. Tuck and swing that hip in, you get more of a stretch through that glute. And like I said, you want to be dynamic with this. You're telling your body it's getting ready to move. So you swing that hip in. This takes a little bit to get used to. Think of swinging a golf club or a baseball, depending on which sport you like. Baseball bat. This stretch is infinitely more effective after you've rolled your IT band with a piece of PVC or foam. So it's important that you take the time to do that as well. Alright guys, now I'm ready to start training. Hope you enjoyed the training video. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or email. Always happy to talk. Love this stuff. Rock and roll.